Hello, everyone. It's your Realtor Katie, also known as your Realtor for Life. So, look here. I'm going to provide you today with some real time updated real estate market information for basically for Southern California. I'm specifically researching Fontana, Long Beach, and Los Angeles, which is a large part of Southern California. However, this information is indicative of most of Southern California. So bear with me because there's a lot of information. I won't keep you on here too long, but I got to make sure I give you accurate information. So basically, right now, we are about inches away from being in a full-blown buyer's market. So you're asking, well, what's a buyer's market? So a buyer's market in real estate has implications like lower prices, increased negotiation power for buyers, and more housing choices. And this usually happens because there are more homes for sale than we have buyers, which leads to property staying on the market longer and sellers being more willing to make concessions to close a deal. So for buyers, this can mean finding a better deal, while for sellers, it can result in slower sales and then the need to lower prices to attract buyers. So because of that, this is going out to my sellers. If you have any thoughts that you need to sell a property, I would say in the next 6 to 12 months, you need to list it now. If you don't, you're probably going to make less money later on. When you get 6 to 12 months out and say, okay, now I want to do this, you're going to have to give higher concessions. And by concessions, I mean give more to the buyers. You may have to pay more of their closing costs. You are probably definitely going to end up paying the buyer's real estate agent, not just yours, but the buyers as well, or most of it. Probably going to give them money towards their closing costs. I mean, there's like tons of concessions. I'm not saying that as a seller you'll have to do all of that. What I'm saying is you're most likely going to have to do some of that, or your house is going to stay on the market longer. And the longer your house stays on the market, the less money. I mean, the more money you lose. So you may as well list it and do it now. Is what I'm saying. Don't wait. So I think for sellers, the bad news is that you may have waited a little bit longer than you probably should have. And for buyers, now it sounds like it's all good and gravy for buyers, right? But let's just talk about that, okay? So first of all, let's talk about, like I said, the implications for sellers. Lower prices and slower sales. You're gonna need to lower your asking price to attract the buyers, and your home may take longer to sell. I'm already seeing that. This time last year, homes, like 2 days, we had like 5, 6, 7 offers. Now I'm seeing homes that we've had to do price adjustments down, and we're average days on the market is 45 to 60 days, whereas before 8 days you done, you in escrow. So it's real, people. It's real. Like I said, more concessions and less pricing power. Like you're not going to be in control of how much you're going to get for this house. Buyers are going to be more in control, and so that's implications for sellers. Let's talk about implications for buyers. Again, you'll have more leverage. You have more power. You have more leverage to negotiate on price and contract terms, such as asking for repairs, sellers contributing to your closing costs. You have more choices. Okay, so with the larger inventory, you can take your time to find the right home, and you're less likely to feel rushed, which again is why the sellers will end up having their house on the market longer. I'm seeing, builders having more inventory. That's why when we say we have larger inventory, that's what's up with that. Lower prices, high supply. Real estate is all about supply and demand. Okay, so high supply leads to lower prices. If you only have a few of something, you can demand more money. But when you have, think of it as when you go to the store. You go to the store and they got a gazillion T-shirts the same size on the table. That's high supply. So they're going to lower the price to get people, here up and buy this stuff, buy this stuff. Now, if they only got 2, and you got 25 buyers that want them too, guess what? They're going to jack up the price. It's supply and demand. So if you think of it that way, I think you'll understand. And the other implication is a longer time to decide. Now, although you can be more deliberate and thoughtful in your decision-making process, you ought to be that way anyway. But don't think that you can just sit, because again, we have a whole other issue out there. Interest rates. Now interest rates, I don't care. You get somebody to tell you they know exactly what interest rates get ready to do, fire them, hire somebody else. Because no, we don't. We don't. Government is the government. Okay, so don't get locked in like, oh, they lowered the Fed rate. That does not directly implicate mortgage rates. So the best time to buy something, and I've always told people, when you can. So don't feel like, oh, I'm gonna wait because I'm in control. Don't do that. Now, the potential risk for buyers. Okay, here's what's important. Buyers, pay attention. The risk of overpaying. Okay, so a property's value may not appreciate as quickly as you hope. Okay, so the thing is, when you get into these bidding wars and you end up paying more than, this happened in the past. I don't see it so much anymore, but we don't want to see this. We don't want you to get in a bidding war and end up paying for a property more than it is appraised for, which appraised means what it's worth, because then you've overpaid. And then your equity is not going to catch up as fast. Now, here in Southern California, we all know that, equity goes up faster. Oops, is that my other phone? It goes up faster than, it goes up faster than other cities. So we don't really want that, okay? The other potential risk is you may feel overwhelmed by your choices. So when you have a surplus of options, it can sometimes lead to rushed decisions or buyer's remorse. Now, with my clients, I don't rush none of my clients because I have never made a client feel like they have to buy. This is a big decision. I like my clients to take their time. Look, I'm going to tell you story time. When I bought my first house, 6 months, it took me 6 months. I know I drove my real estate agent crazy. I wasn't a realtor then. I'd have probably if I was, I'd have drove myself crazy. 6 months. Because I want what I want. I'm that kind of person. I'm going to take my time. So with my clients, I'm going to let them take their time. Now, when I interview with my clients, I take time to find out exactly what they want. So we don't waste time looking at and showing property that's really outside of what I know they want. So it doesn't really always take my clients that long. My clients aren't as bad as me. It doesn't take them that long. So once we start looking, I make sure that it fits them, that they feel it fits them, okay? The other thing is, the last thing, potential for disappointment. So sometimes, if you have a lot of choices, you end up settling for less than you initially wanted because there's so many and you're not really focusing. And the biggest part is that you're listening to other people. This is your purchase. Take your time, look at your choice. I don't feel like, oh, I got to do something right now, or we're going to run out of houses. I've had clients that feel that way. We're going to run out of houses. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're going to run out of houses. We're always going to have more houses, okay? So one tip on that. I'm whispering, so don't let your mama hear, okay? Don't bring your mama to look for your house. Don't bring your best friend. Don't bring your cousin. Because, see, they like what they like. You like what you like. They may not even like what you end up picking up. But if you like it, you the one paying the mortgage. That's all that count, right? Don't tell your mama I said that, because you know how the mamas go, especially, them color mamas. They gonna want to be in. So, but don't do it. Don't bring your mama, your uncle, your cousin, your daddy, and definitely not your best friend, because we's got opinions. And our opinion don't count if you paying your money, you buying your house. Okay, that's it. We can raise our voice again now. So again, it's your realtor Katie, also known as your realtor for life, giving you some real-time real estate update. Okay, please, I hope you subscribe to my station, my channel. It's a channel, right? Subscribe to my YouTube, whatever it is. So, because I'm going to be on here giving all kind of great information. And pretty soon, I'm going to need you to subscribe to my school channel. That's going to be live. That's going to be lit. Okay, that's going to be real estate. It's going to be lit. I'm not going to even give away my secrets. You'll have to subscribe to find out. So, you have a great day. It's your realtor Katie. Like I said, your realtor for life. Peace.